Hello everyone and welcome to another video by me. Where this one is going to be about the latest episode of Agatha All Along. So if you've not seen it, I highly recommend you pausing this video and watching it because there are spoilers ahead. Um, so the episode starts with us getting the answer that we needed, which was the fact that Miss Hart is dead. Mrs. Hart had passed away. They then began to attack each other, I guess, or blame each other for it. So the big thing was they were making it clear that Agatha wasn't being sympathetic enough to the loss of one of their own. And Agatha's like, she wasn't one of us. Like, she never really was one of us, so it's not that big of a deal. You know, she really wasn't the best one of the group. Although it's sad, they need to move on. So the teen and, oh my gosh, what is her name? Alice. So the teen and Alice begin to, or took care of the body, aka dug a grave, buried her over it, and it was done. So the group refuses to follow Agatha to the next trial due to the fact that they're down a witch, and specifically a green witch. So Agatha finally agrees with the group that they're going to summon a green witch here. So they do so. They use their magic to bring forth a green witch. And out of the ground comes the Green Witch, aka Rio, who is the witch that tried to kill Agatha in the beginning of the series. Agatha is the one who least likes the idea of the Green Witch appearing and begins to go towards the next trial. While this is going on, we have the teen trying to talk with Agatha on what's going on, and we have the Green Witch who had crawled out of the ground, quite literally, um, listening to the conversation of the other three, trying to really understand who the Green Witch is. And Patty LaPone's character, which is the clairvoyant witch, which happens to be Lilia, states that well, she's Agatha doesn't like her, so we should all like her. So they continue on, and Agatha's very quick with the Green Witch. When they make it to the next house, it's also red looking, which would mean fire. And it looks like Alice is aware of that and does not want to go. So Alice tries to leave and goes in the opposite direction of the road, which then all of a sudden turns into going in the same direction to the house and realizing that there's no way around it and you had to go to the next trial. So the group gets there. They then are 100% sure that it is the fire trial due to the fact that it is the fire moon sign. So they go in and it is a 70s dream. It looks like a music studio from the 70s, and they're all trying to figure out what is going to be the next task. So they begin to look around, um, and even though Alice is aware that it's going to be her trial, she explains to everyone not to touch anything, do anything, or look at anything weird. They begin to walk around. Um, Agatha tries to frame the Green Witch to look like a saboteur by getting her to explain that she was looking for all of them to be killed one by one, and that Agatha should help. Agatha's like, not me. I wouldn't do such a thing. I love those girls. Very much a slap in the face. So we then have the team who put a record on the record player, which caused it to go backwards and play backwards, which apparently started the trial. So we find out rather quickly that the trial has to do with Alice, and apparently there is a curse that was in her family that would literally burn her family to ashes. And the mother created a song, or created a no, I'll say it, created a song that was used as a protection spell for her daughter. And so the once they smashed the record player because it was going crazy, that was when the curse was released and began to attack everyone. So the first one attacked was Lilia, who obviously Alice protected. Then the second one was Jennifer. She then created a circle again to protect her, and they both had burns on their collar. Alice has the same ones, however, they were obviously from long, long ago. Alice finally realizes what needs to be done. Well, actually, Agatha does, to be honest with you, because they look at the record and realize it's the song that her mother created about the Witch's Road and stated that they were going to have to sing that. Um, Alice did not. Alice did not want to at all, most likely due to the fact that it was a reminder of her mother. So they decide to all split up into different instruments, and at one point the team gets thrown into the um, two-way mirror, and then they all decide that they're going to play because they're going to have to, or else they're going to die. So the team gets on bass, Jennifer's on guitar, Agatha's vocals, Lillian Lilia is backup vocals, and then we have Alice on the piano, and they begin to play. So as this is going on, flames begin to erupt inside the room. It tries to attack Agatha, but they continue singing, and eventually the curse gets off of her. As the song continues on, we actually get to see what that creature looks like, and it's a very demonic, harpy-looking creature that apparently latches itself onto its victims by its collars, by the shoulders, and burns them alive. So it flies over to Alice, who it then tries to burn her. She continues the song, and when it finishes, it erupts. The creature erupts into flames, which cause the curse to be broken and complete the second trial. She opens up the piano, and it leads to the next area of the Witch's Road, which they all go to. Um, Before they do that, the teen passes out because when he went through the two-way mirror, a piece of glass dug into his side, which was causing him to bleed out. They bring him outside. Um, Agatha looks at the Green Witch and says, "Don't." And that's when Jennifer uses water and her potion abilities to heal his wounds. So they're waiting for him to heal. They then begin to talk about their scars together. Agatha does as well. She talks about the Daughters of Liberty, which is a group she trained. Um, in the comics anyway. It sounds like it didn't go that well in this version of it. But we had that going on. We had Lillian get attacked by a vampire. We had Jennifer being attacked by um, colonial guy who tricked her, and she's not even sure how he was able to bind her without magic. Um, Agatha said it was a knitting needle. Oh my gosh, a knitting needle. My apologies. And that's when the Green Witch explains that she has a scar, and Agatha's like, "No, you don't." And she said, "I was supposed to do my job and hurt somebody, but unfortunately, I couldn't do it, and that person is my scar." Um, she goes over to the teen who is waking up, and she was super worried that this kid was going to die, and like crying and everything. He then asks her what actually happened to her son, and that's when she gets up and leaves. Um, the Green Witch goes over to her, and the two of them begin to talk. And apparently, it looks like they used to be lovers. Um, and Agatha goes to kiss her, and the Green Witch stops her and explains to Agatha that that boy is not her child. And Agatha changes her. I don't want to say her appearance because that's not the right phrase to say it. She changes her demeanor, and that is how the episode ends. So, a couple of things here. We find out that Agatha thought she knew who the kid was, which she obviously thought was her child, her son, which is clearly not the case, and we all kind of knew that beforehand. And although the Funko Pops kind of took this away or kind of gave it away, that Audrey Plaza's the Green Witch is supposed to be Death. They're heavily hinting that right now. I still don't think she's Death. She might be an avatar of Death in some sort of capacity, but I just something in my mind says she's not just Death as a whole. There's a piece to it that I'm very curious to see how that goes, because as we know now, there's a bunch of different pantheons. So she could be the goddess of death of another pantheon. So I'm very curious if that may be the case. Also, the fact that Agatha and her were together at some point, and that most likely she was the one who took her son and was supposed to take her life and did not. Which makes me think that what makes me think is Agatha did not actually choose her child for power. She was going to choose her own self, take her own soul and everything else. However, this person loved her so much that she chose against it and took her child's soul instead. That's going to be my guess for right now, but I'm very curious to see what's next. I am under the impression that the air trial is going to be the next one, where obviously Patti LuPone's character, Lilia, is going to be the main character of that episode. Also, she's been acting weird. She's been having visions and stuff like that. And it seems like she doesn't truly know when they happen, but everyone else around her does. We saw that in this episode a decent amount. Um, so I'm very curious to see where the rest of this series is going to go. Like, obviously, we know there's going to be at minimum two more trials. We're going to find out that who the boy actually is, the teen, who obviously is Billy. And we're going to find out who the Green Witch truly is in her relationship to Agatha. I mean, obviously, we know that they were lovers at some point, but now I'm curious to find out what actually happened. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night. Bye bye.